Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chelsea. You know that, I know that. And I'm just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. Now on my channel, we do talk about scams, pyramid schemes, cults, unethical influencers, entitled influencers. What's worse than an entitled influencer? An entitled influencer that owns a business and then tries to hold someone hostage. So we're getting into that today. So today we have a business owner. Let's really just lay out the characters, okay? So we have this girl, Beauty Hut. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering however she has the name pronounced or whatever. Anyways, this is on TikTok, as it always is. So she took her daughter and her mom to a local ice cream place, local cafe, coffee shop, something like that. And the coffee shop like has a boutique associated with it or something like that. So it's Hazel Boutique and then also Hazelnut Cafe or the Hazelnut Cafe, something like that, right? So she took her mom and daughter, her 3-year-old daughter, and her 3-year-old daughter and mom were sitting at this table while she was at the register, and she hears this huge noise, this huge crash, turns around, her daughter had pushed over a table, and it was like a marble table. How does a 3-year-old push over a marble table? She has baby Hulk. I don't know. So she's mortified and embarrassed, obviously. She talks to the business owner after some time of everyone standing there and staring at them. And the business owner says, you're not leaving until you pay for the table or until we have like a picture of your license or your husband's license or something like that. And essentially it's like trying to hold her hostage. And the main character of this story says that the owner kept saying, you break it, you bought it. So let's go ahead and hear a bit of her story. We're going to just, go through the Cliff Notes version. Hopefully our editing team can make it concise. No offense to this girl. I understand she was distraught, in shock. I don't think she's in the wrong here. And, she's just letting all of her feelings out and I get it. But I'm not trying to have y'all sit through a 7-minute video, okay? A 7-minute video of me, sure, but no offense to this girl. Anyways.
Hey guys, I'm looking for some advice and hopefully you can help me figure out how to deal with the situation. I took my 3-year-old daughter and 76-year-old mom for coffee and ice cream. And we're at the beach, so we went to this local place in Levelette called Hazel Boutique. I'm at the register paying for a coffee and I hear a loud bang, and I look, and my daughter, who was trying to push the table away from her, pushed it over, and the table, which I later learned was 600 pounds, broke into a bunch of pieces. It was a stone table. I'm freaking out. I first want to get to her and make sure everything's okay, so I push through the crowd. I check on her, see if she's all right, if she got hurt, if anybody else got hurt. I was so grateful there was nobody else on the other end of that table because their leg could have been amputated. I talked to the people there and I said, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do, what could I do to make this right? And my daughter's just kind of, she's not crying, she's not reaching for me, she's not calling mommy, she's just kind of frozen and scared and nervous, and everybody's reaction definitely didn't help. But the kicker was when I finally got on with the owner. The owner said, well, the table is almost $2,000. It's $1,600. So you can't leave until I have your license and a credit card. And I said, okay, well, I have to leave because I have to make sure that she's okay. She's surrounded by 50 people now. She's 3. And, I want to make sure my kid's all right. So let me go get her checked out, make sure she didn't get hurt. Bits and pieces of this table broke off into a million directions. Let me just catch my breath and make sure she's okay. I said, I gave you all my contact information. She required an email too. I gave her that. She got an email. She got my husband's information, our cell phone numbers, but I wasn't allowed to leave. I couldn't leave until I provided her a picture of my license or a picture of my husband's driver's license or my credit card for the $1,600 table. And all she kept repeating was, our policy is you break it, you pay for it. And you break it, you bought it. And I was so surprised because not one time on the phone did she ask if Allie was okay or if anybody else got hurt. She didn't once say, hey, is your daughter all right? Is she shaken up? All the owner kept repeating was, we have everything on video. I stuck around for 20 minutes to give you my contact information so that you can contact me so that I can make it right by you guys and your business. So for you to keep repeating that everything's on video, I'm not disputing the fact that my kid pushed your table. I took my daughter to urgent care because she was in a weird state about her,
Isn't it so strange that it's like, oh, you break it, you bought it. But typically that applies to merchandise, inventory, not a chair or a piece of furniture or something like that in the establishment, right? That's weird. Also, it wasn't done intentionally. It wasn't malicious. It was an accident. And saying over and over again, we have it all on video. We have it all on video. Okay. It just seems very strange, as a business owner of a brick and mortar business, not wanting to be accommodating, especially in a situation like that, just for the fear of oh my gosh, I need to be like really nice to these people because I don't want them to sue me and then me lose my business. Listen, maybe that's like the millennial in me thinking like that. I don't know. So she goes on and tells her story, and it's basically asking for advice. Like, what would you do? I have no idea. And there were a lot of helpful, at least I think there were helpful comments in that first video. So this one says, I'm a risk manager. You don't pay for the table. Her insurance does, which is an amazing point. Yes. $1,600 for a table, which right when I first saw that table, I was like, I know what table that is. There's just so many things about the table. It's like $1,600. Girl, that's a fucking statement piece. You are not having people eat on that because then it's like getting wear and tear and like damage and stuff. Also, that's a console table. That is not a dining table. That is not a like coffee table. Like, no, that's a console table, meaning it's like hardly used. Like you're not like doing activities on it. Like it has pictures on it, or it's like in a foyer. I keep wanting to say foyer, but it's foyer. That's how us in Florida pronounce it. Sherilyn made fun of me for that the other day. So to have that be in your cafe and people like using it as if they're gonna like eat on it, it's not like that's stable, even though it's made out of literal stone. And again, her insurance as a business owner would have covered that, since no, it's not merchandise. It's not inventory. It's not something for sale. That's your furniture. You know? So the comment continues and says, your daughter could have been seriously hurt. I'm glad she's okay. Do not have any more contact with Hazel. This matter is completed on your end. Yeah, them asking for her to pay for it is ridiculous. Another said, don't pay for it. The cafe just deleted the video from 6/27 showing it was tipping. Ooh, too bad for them. The internet is forever. Another person said, how can a 3-year-old push over a 600-pound table? Exactly. So here is a follow-up post from the same day.
Hi, Hannah. So you think it's wild that I took my 3-year-old daughter to an urgent care to get checked out after a stone slab of a table fell around her? Well, I'll explain why I did. So not only was I in a state of extreme anxiety, because as I was trying to tend to my toddler and my elderly mom, I was being pulled out from and away from them to speak to the owner of the establishment so that I can make immediate payment on the damages. Because of my state of anxiety, I wanted to make sure that I had a set of eyes, a medical professional assess my daughter physically, as well as her mental state, because she was in a state of shock and completely frozen. She wasn't responding to my questions of what I was asking her, how it happened, what happened, was she all right, was she hurt? And since I didn't trust myself at the moment because of my anxiety, which at times is crippling, I thought it was best to go to an urgent care, which was close by, just to have someone take a look at her. So that's why I did that. And to answer your second comment, you thought that it was weird that I expected them to cater to my feelings. That would be weird. You're right. It would be super weird if I expected a business to cater to my feelings. Essentially what I asked them to do is, please send me a bill for the damages. And I was met with, no, we need your driver's license and a credit card right now. And if you don't have it, you need to contact your husband and get it. That's what I was met with. I simply asked for, please send me a bill, send me a receipt of what you paid for the table, etc., all the details so we can get it sorted when everyone is nice and calm and I was able to tend to my child. So if you have further questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So that person's dumb who commented that. And I just think it's really interesting that she's like, I think it's weird for you expect them to cater to your feelings. And it's like, they are lucky that she didn't sue. And I'm so happy that in the comments, I'm seeing people saying things like, in this case, the owner chose a console table for a busy cafe. A console table. Like, are you dumb? That's not, no, that's for like 2 plants and a book. I could not imagine having, like, we have I only have one console table. Yeah. Okay. There's one console table right outside this door. And I even use it as like my ofrenda for Dia de la Muerta. But like throughout the year, it still has the same shit on it. It's just like one plant and then like 4 pictures. And I like rotate them out seasonally. And then there's like 2 random books in the bottom of it and a vase. And that's it. It's an entry table. Sometimes I'll put a drink on it when I'm on the couch and I'll like put it right there. But no, that's not to like eat on. It's wild. Like those people are stupid. Also in the first video, this woman said that she heard the crash and then turned around. And so really she wouldn't have known if it like hit her daughter in the head or something like that, or if like a piece of it like hit her somewhere. And obviously if your kid is like in shock, yeah, you're going to want to take your 2-year-old to urgent care. And hey, guess what? Urgent care, that's the walk-in clinic. That's not the ER. Wild. So then Hannah went further, just like one of those comments said previously, that they had deleted a video and that it was a console table and it was leaning and it was wobbly and like they're at fault and all that. So someone asked, how does a 3-year-old push over a 600-pound table? You're not liable. They're liable because they have the duty to protect anyone who enters their store.
Hey, so a bunch of people have actually been asking me this, and thanks to TikTok and you guys, we found out that the table is actually a console table from Anthropology. It's a marble console table, and it's not even meant to be used as dining or a cafe table. So I appreciate you guys and all the comments that everyone's been leaving, and have just been super, super helpful. It was the weight distribution of the table. So she was pushing on here, and whereas normal table would move away, you know, like this is a light aluminum table, but because of the weight distribution, it's hard to even push it because it's standing on, on floors. Whereas that table has like these 2 marble columns, so easy to topple over. And that's what happened. She doesn't lift weights professionally, but yes, for everyone asking how she did it.
Okay, now they responded about an hour ago as of I'm filming this video, and I love that. So let's go ahead and read that. So it says, first and foremost, we are extremely grateful that the 3-year-old girl and her grandmother and mother and every customer who was present are safe and unharmed. We understand this incident may have been startling when the table fell with a loud noise, and our priority has been to ensure the family felt supported and cared for. Clear surveillance footage confirms that the young girl accidentally kicked the table, causing it to tip over. Thankfully, it did not strike anyone. And the child showed no signs of distress, walking away calmly. You don't know if she was distressed because it seems like she was. Following the incident, we personally called the child's mother to express our concern, offer support, and share our direct contact information so that she, should she need anything. I can't read. I was about to say I can't read today. Girl, you can't read any day. As an added precaution, we have since removed all tables from our locations to eliminate any risk of similar incident. Now nobody gets a table? What? Excuse me? I don't think that's the solution. I think just maybe not use console tables and tables that are like not flimsy, but like not meant for that. Like if it was, again, a normal like bistro set or like cafe type set or patio set, it wouldn't have just toppled over. But hey, you know what? Go off. Good Lord. We also want to be completely transparent. We would never hold anyone against their will. The mother was not charged for the damaged table, even after asking how she could make it right, given the table broke. We requested her contact information for insurance purposes. I don't think that the insurance company would need her contact information. I don't think. I mean, obviously, like, better safe than sorry, I guess, but I don't think they would need to talk to her, especially they said that all of it was on camera. So that's interesting. At Hazel Boutique, safety and hospitality are the foundation of everything we do. While this is an unfortunate and rare occurrence, our commitment to creating a safe, welcoming environment for every guest has never been stronger. We are incredibly thankful to our loyal customers and communities we serve, and we will continue to do everything possible to ensure the safety and well-being. Yeah, so the comments are turned off on that, so that's not good. And now to end this off, I want to share a dear mutual of mine, Mark. I love him so much. He is amazing. Let's go ahead and look at what he has to say about it. He like recapped all of it, but he also is extra spicy. So we're going to watch his real quick because I love him so much.
It's a $1,600 console table from Anthropology, but we'll get back to that. As a whole, what this is the internet coming together. This video was posted by Hazelnut Cafe on June 27th. This video was deleted or privated by Hazelnut Cafe today, August 11th. Why, do you ask? In short, for damage control. Because while they might be business savvy in regards to their merchandise, which includes printing their name all over Gildan blanks, and white labeling other items that you could find on places like Shein and Amazon, they aren't very business savvy in the department of customer service. Because just the other day, this woman was visiting the cafe with her 3-year-old daughter, and when the toddler pushed the table out of the way to make room to sit, it fell over and broke into pieces. Thankfully, everybody was safe. Except for these girl bosses, who attempted to keep this woman hostage at the cafe until she gave her license and a credit card to replace the $1,600 Anthropology table that was not suitable for dining at. So instead of just shutting their mouths and taking the loss, the internet went to work And now what? Well, to start, they had to turn comments off every single video of theirs, which I'm sure is going to be followed up with a bullshit apology video any hour now. I'm unsure in what screen printed world they thought keeping a customer hostage in their cafe was the move, but for a company who relies so much for their name getting out there by internet exposure, maybe take a second to think about it before making such silly business decisions next time.
So this also reminds me of two different instances where I'm sure that everyone remembers, but most people don't remember like the true story of it, is the McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit. So a lot of people see it as something like dumb and silly, like, oh, this bitch ordered hot coffee and her coffee was too hot and she sued McDonald's and won like so much money. It's like, no, the actual story though is that she got like 3rd-degree burns from the coffee and it like burned horribly, like maimed this woman apparently. And the thing is that machine had been known to be faulty and they didn't fix it. Another instance is a Hilton in Savannah, Georgia. They had a lawsuit where they had a revolving door, like an automatic revolving door that had been known to be faulty and malfunction, and they didn't fix it. And a person was walking through it and it like malfunctioned and started going backwards on them, and it like ripped the person's like big toe up and it like severed the tendons in their toe. And the person had recently had a cervical fusion like a few months before, and it like hit their head back too, so like that could have been detrimental as well. But yeah, Hilton lost that lawsuit too. But again, it was like the pattern of negligence, basically, of like knowing that it is faulty or like that it could be dangerous and not doing anything about it and not doing anything to protect the people who are in your establishment. And so realistically, like knowing that it's not for that, like you're using it for something it's not intended for. And then also there's proof that it's like tipping, like that right there, that's a big yikes. However, the little girl was not hurt. I mean, yeah, they've been caused distress clearly, but no one was hurt, and hopefully no one gets hurt. They definitely avoided a big uh-oh in this scenario. In the next like month or so, I'm sure like business will go back to like doing things as usual and it'll be fine. The news cycle will cycle, it'll be okay. But yeah, that sucks. And that's not a very good reaction, and potentially and allegedly holding a customer hostage basically so that they can pay for something that like you shouldn't have even had out in general. This is why you should not put aesthetics and vibes ahead of like safety, and use things for what they're actually intended for. Not using a console table as like a dining table or like a breakfast table, you know? Okay, well, I know this was shorter, but I had to talk about this. Bitch, I saw that table and I was like, that shit's from Anthropology. Why you got that in an ice cream shop? Anyways, please go be kind to Beauty Hut, Beauty Hut, and show her support. Don't go show hate to anyone at all. Only supportive vibes here. Go tell her butt looks good maybe, or be like, hey, I heard you got baby Hulk and that your butt looks good. Anyways, I appreciate you, love ya, and I'll see you in my next video. If you're subscribed, your butt looks good. If you're not subscribed, you're dead to me. Okay, goodbye.